The house feels too quiet these days, the kind of quiet that presses in after years of the same routines. I wake up to the low rumble of my husband's breathing beside me, steady and predictable, like the ticking of a clock that's lost its meaning. He's already up by the time I make it downstairs, dressed in his usual crisp shirt, kissing my cheek without really looking at me before he heads out the door. The front door clicks shut, and the silence settles deeper. I move through the kitchen on autopilot, coffee pot gurgling, toaster popping, the faint scent of yesterday's dinner still lingering in the air. My hands know every motion, measuring grounds, rinsing mugs, wiping the counter even when it's clean. It's comforting until it isn't. Until I catch myself staring at the empty chair across the table, wondering when conversation became small talk about weather and grocery lists. David comes down around 9. I hear his footsteps first, long easy strides on the hardwood, then the creak of the last step. He walks in wearing a plain gray t-shirt and sweatpants, hair still damp from the shower, carrying that clean, warm smell of soap and something faintly citrus. He doesn't say good morning right away. He just opens the fridge, stands there looking inside like he's deciding something important, then grabs the orange juice. "Morning," he finally says, voice low and a little rough from sleep. "Morning." I smile without turning fully around. I'm at the stove scrambling eggs I don't really want. "Sleep okay?" "Yeah. Bed's too soft after dorm mattresses." He pours the juice, takes a long drink standing at the counter. I feel his eyes on me for a second longer than usual, then he looks away. We fall into the easy rhythm we've built over the summer. He sits at the island, I slide a plate in front of him. Eggs, toast, a little bacon because he likes it crispy. He thanks me quietly, the word carrying more warmth than it should. I pour myself coffee and lean against the opposite counter, watching him eat. His shoulders are broader than they were last Christmas. His forearms flex when he cuts into the food. Small things I notice more now than I did before. "Your dad left early again," I say, mostly to fill the space. "Meeting," David replies around a bite. "Always a meeting." I nod. We both know what that means. Long hours, late nights, weekends that disappear into conference calls. The marriage feels like a contract we're both still honoring but no longer reading. David finishes the plate, pushes it aside, then looks straight at me. "You making that pie again today?" Blink. "You remembered. You talked about it last week. Said it was your mom's recipe. The one with the lattice top." He creeps up my neck. I hadn't realized he'd been listening that closely. "Yeah, thought I might. It's been a while." He stands, carries his plate to the sink, rinses it under the tap. His arm brushes mine when he reaches for the sponge. Not on purpose but not accidental either. The contact lasts half a second too long. My pulse jumps. "I could help," he says. "If you want." I turn the water off, dry my hands on a towel. "You bake?" "Not really. But I can watch. Or stir. Or taste test." The last part comes with the smallest lift at the corner of his mouth. Laugh soft. "Taste test sounds dangerous. It's supposed to cool first." "Rules are flexible," he says, and something in his tone makes the kitchen feel smaller. I open the pantry, pull out flour, sugar, butter, the bag of cherries I'd bought on impulse. He stays close while I measure, close enough that I can feel the warmth coming off him. I roll out the dough, press it into the pan. He leans on the island, arms crossed, watching every move. Not staring, observing. Like he's memorizing something. "You do this when he's gone a lot?" he asks quietly. "Sometimes." I don't look up. Keeps my hands busy. He doesn't answer right away. Then, "Keeps you company." The words hang there. I press the dough edges with a fork, harder than necessary. My heart is beating too fast for something as simple as pie crust. When the filling is ready, cherries glossy with sugar and cornstarch, I spoon it in, careful not to spill. David steps closer to look. Our shoulders touch. Neither of us moves away. "Looks good," he says, voice softer now. I glance at him. His eyes are on the pie, but then they slide to me. Dark, steady. Curious. Swallow. It'll be better once it's baked. He nods slowly. Can't wait to taste it. The oven timer beeps when I set it. I slide the pie inside, close the door and turn. He's still standing there, closer than before. The air between us feels charged, like the moment right before thunder. You okay? I ask, though I know the answer isn't simple. Yeah. He hesitates. Just glad I'm here this summer. Me too, I say, and the honesty of it surprises me. He reaches past me to grab a glass from the cabinet. His chest brushes my back for a heartbeat. I don't step away. Neither does he. The oven hums. The house is still quiet except for that and our breathing. I turn the dial on the timer again, even though it's already set. My fingers tremble just enough to notice. David stays right there, watching me, waiting for something neither of us has named yet. The pie comes out golden, steam curling up in lazy spirals that carry the sharp sweetness of cherries and the buttery warmth of crust. I set it on the rack to cool, the kitchen now thick with that rich, homey scent that makes everything feel slower, softer. David hasn't moved far. He's still leaning against the island, elbows braced, watching me the way someone watches a slow-burning fire. I slice into it while it's still warm, knife sinking through flaky layers with a soft crack. The filling spills a little dark red against white porcelain. I plate 2 pieces, slide one toward him without asking. He takes it, fork in hand, but doesn't eat right away. Just looks at the slice, then at me. Smells incredible, he says. Better when you taste it. My voice comes out quieter than I mean it to. I pick up my own fork, cut a small bite, but I don't bring it to my mouth. I'm waiting. He finally does it. Lifts the fork, slides the piece between his lips. His eyes close for half a second. A low sound escapes him, not quite a moan, more like satisfaction that's been held back too long. When he opens his eyes again, they're darker, pupils wide in the soft afternoon light. God, he mutters. That's, yeah. Smile small. Worth the wait. More than. He takes another bite, slower this time, savoring. The fork lingers at his mouth. I watch the way his throat moves when he swallows. My own piece sits untouched. My stomach is tight, not from hunger. We eat in near silence for a minute. Only the clink of forks, the faint hum of the fridge. Then he sets his plate down, half finished. You don't like it? Ask, trying to sound casual. No. I like it too much. He wipes the corner of his mouth with his thumb. Makes me want more. The words land heavier than they should. I feel heat bloom across my chest, up my neck. I set my fork aside too. Tell me about school, I say, reaching for something normal. You still thinking about switching majors? He exhales through his nose, like he's grateful for the lifeline but doesn't really want to take it. Yeah, business feels safe. Boring. I keep thinking about lit or maybe history. Something that actually matters. I nod. Your dad thinks it's a waste. He thinks anything without a paycheck attached is a waste. David's voice hardens just a fraction. He's never asked what I want. Not really. I look down at the pie, the crimson stain spreading on the plate. I used to want to travel. See places that weren't on postcards. Write about them. Then life happened. Ills. His house. Him. David shifts closer along the island. Our arms are almost touching now. You still could. I laugh softly, bitter. At 40. With a husband who barely notices I'm here. You're here, he says. Quiet. Firm. I notice. Air shifts. Thicker. Warmer. I don't move away when his knee brushes mine under the counter. Neither does he. I reach for the wine bottle I'd opened earlier. Pour a little into 2 glasses, even though it's barely 3 in the afternoon. He takes his without comment. We drink. The red is sharp on my tongue, loosening something inside me. You ever feel like you're just waiting? Yes. All the time. He turns the glass slowly in his hand. Like the real thing is somewhere else, and I'm stuck in the meantime. Eyes meet. Hold. Longer than family should. I set my glass down. My fingers brush his wrist when I do it. Deliberate this time. His pulse jumps under my touch. He doesn't pull away. David. My voice is barely above a whisper. He leans in, just enough that I feel his breath on my cheek. Yeah. I don't answer with words. Instead, I lift my hand, trace the line of his jaw with my fingertips. His skin is warm, slightly rough where stubble is starting. He exhales sharply, eyes fluttering half closed. I slide my hand to the back of his neck, fingers threading into his hair. He lets me pull him closer. Our foreheads touch first, then noses, then lips, soft, tentative, tasting of cherries and wine and everything we shouldn't want. He kisses back like he's been starving for it. Gentle at first, then deeper, hungrier. One hand finds my waist, the other cups my face. I press against him, the island digging into my back, but I don't care. His mouth is warm, urgent, exploring like he's memorizing every inch. We break apart only when air becomes necessary. His breathing is ragged. Me too. That, he starts, voice rough, was a mistake. I finish for him, half hoping he'll agree so we can stop. He shakes his head. Wasn't. My heart slams against my ribs. I glance toward the hallway, half expecting footsteps, a key in the lock. Nothing. David's thumb brushes my lower lip. I've thought about this. More than I should. Me too, I admit. The confession feels like falling. He kisses me again, slower now, deliberate. His hands slide under my shirt, palms flat against my back, warm and sure. I arch into the touch, fingers curling into his shoulders. The phone rings. We freeze. It's the landline, my husband's ringtone. David steps back first, hands dropping like they've been burned. I smooth my shirt, walk to the phone on the wall, pick it up. Hey, my husband says, voice tinny through the speaker. Just checking in. Meeting ran long. Home around 8. 8's fine, I manage. My voice sounds almost normal. Everything okay there? Yeah. Baking. I glance at David. He's turned away, gripping the counter, head bowed. Good. Save me a slice. Was. Love you. Love you too. The words taste like ash. Hang up. Silence crashes back in. David looks at me over his shoulder. Stormy. Guilty. Wanting. We should stop, he says, but it sounds like a question. I step closer. Should we? He doesn't answer. Just reaches for me again. The wine glasses sit forgotten on the counter. Half full, lipstick smudged on the rim of mine. David's hand is still on my waist from the last kiss, fingers splayed wide, pressing just enough to anchor me. The house is dim now, sun long gone, only the under-cabinet lights glowing soft amber. Shadows stretch across the floor like they're waiting. I don't speak. I just turn into him fully, chest to chest, and slide my arms around his neck. He meets me halfway. This kiss is different. No hesitation, no question. His mouth claims mine, deep and slow, tongue tracing the edge of my lip before sliding inside. I taste cherries, wine him. My hands fist in his shirt, pulling him tighter. He lifts me onto the island in one smooth motion. The marble is cold against the backs of my thighs, but his body heat swallows it instantly. My legs part. He steps between them, hands sliding up under my shirt again, palms rough and warm on my bare skin. I arch, pressing my breasts against his chest. A low groan rumbles in his throat. Tell me to stop, he murmurs against my mouth. I shake my head. Don't. His fingers find the clasp of my bra, flick it open with practiced ease. The fabric loosens. He pushes my shirt up, bunches it under my arms, and lowers his head. His mouth closes over one nipple, hot, wet, deliberate. I gasp, fingers digging into his shoulders. He sucks gently, then harder, tongue circling until my hips jerk forward. The ache between my legs sharpens into need. I tug at his shirt. He pulls back just long enough to yank it over his head, tosses it somewhere behind him. His skin is smooth, warm, dusted with faint hair across his chest. I trace the line of it down to the waistband of his sweatpants, feel him hard and straining against the fabric. My hand slips inside, wraps around him. He hisses, forehead dropping to my shoulder. "Fuck," he breathes. "Your hand." I stroke him slowly, thumb circling the tip. He pulses in my grip, hips rocking into my touch. His mouth finds my neck, teeth grazing, then sucking hard enough to leave a mark I'll have to hide tomorrow. He pulls my hand free, guides it to the counter behind me so I brace myself. Then he's tugging my leggings down, panties with them. Cool air hits my skin, then his fingers, two sliding between my folds, finding me slick and ready. I moan loud in the quiet kitchen. He circles my clit once, twice, then pushes inside, curling just right. My head falls back. "Look at me," he says. "Do." His eyes are dark, pupils blown, jaw tight with restraint. He adds a third finger, stretches me slowly while his thumb works my clit in tight circles. Pleasure coils low and fast. My thighs tremble around his hips. "I want to feel you come," he whispers. "Right here." I'm close already, too close. His mouth crashes back to mine, swallowing my whimpers as he pumps faster. My hips buck, chasing the edge. When it hits, it's sharp and blinding. Muscles clenching around his fingers, a broken cry muffled against his lips. He keeps moving until I shudder through the aftershocks, then pulls his hand free, brings his fingers to his mouth, and licks them clean while holding my gaze. I reach for his waistband, shove his pants down. He springs free, thick and flushed. I guide him to my entrance, rub the head along my slit. He groans, hands gripping my hips hard enough to bruise. "Condom. Manage. In my room. But. No, the word is reckless. Just now." He hesitates one heartbeat, then pushes in, slow at first, inch by inch, stretching me open. I wrap my legs around his waist, pull him deeper. When he's fully seated, we both still, breathing hard, connected in a way that feels permanent. He starts to move, long, deliberate thrusts that drag against every sensitive spot inside me. I meet him, rolling my hips, nails raking down his back. The island creaks under us. The pie plate rattles nearby, forgotten. His pace quickens. Harder. Deeper. One hand slides between us, thumb finding my clit again. I'm climbing fast, second wave building on the first. He buries his face in my neck, teeth on my skin, muttering my name like a prayer. "Come with me," I gasp. He drives in once, twice, then stills, hips jerking as he spills inside me, hot pulses that tip me over again. I clench around him, milking every drop, vision blurring at the edges. We ride it out together, trembling, locked tight. When it fades, he doesn't pull out right away. Just holds me, forehead to mine, breathing ragged. My legs are weak around him. His hands stroke my back, gentle now. Reality creeps in slow. The ring on my finger catches the light. The clock on the wall ticks toward 7. My husband will be home soon. David finally eases out, careful. He helps me down, steadies me when my knees wobble. We don't speak while we dress. Quick, silent, avoiding each other's eyes. He steps back first. Runs a hand through his hair. Looks at the floor. "That," he starts. I touch his cheek. "I know." He leans into my hand for a second, then turns away, heading toward the stairs. I watch him go, the space between us already widening. The kitchen smells of sex and cherries. I stare at the half-eaten pie, the smeared plates, the wine stains. And I don't know if I regret it yet. The morning light is pale and unforgiving, slipping through the blinds in thin stripes across the bedroom floor. I lie on my side of the bed, sheets tangled around my legs, staring at the empty space beside me. David never came back upstairs last night. After he left the kitchen, I heard his door close softly down the hall. No footsteps returning. No knock. Just silence that stretched until the clock struck midnight, and I finally dragged myself to bed alone. My body still remembers him. Every press, every slide, the way his hands held me like something fragile and fierce at the same time. The ache between my thighs is dull now, a quiet reminder that won't let me pretend it didn't happen. I trace the faint bruise on my hip where his fingers dug in. It's already turning purple at the edges. I'll have to wear longer shirts today. Downstairs, the kitchen looks almost normal. The pie plate is in the sink, half the dessert gone. I rinse it under hot water, watch red streaks swirl down the drain. The wine glasses are still on the counter. I wash them too, scrubbing harder than necessary until my knuckles turn white. The smell of sex has faded, replaced by lemon dish soap and the faint char of yesterday's crust. I make coffee. The machine gurgles the same way it always does. When the pot is full, I pour 2 mugs out of habit, then stop. Pour the second one back. My hand shakes. I set the mug down too hard. It clinks against the granite. David comes down at 8:30. He's dressed already. Jeans, hoodie, backpack slung over one shoulder like he's heading out for the day. Our eyes meet across the island. His are shadowed, tired. Mine probably match. "Morning," he says. Voice neutral. Careful. "Morning." I nod toward the coffee. "Fresh. Thanks." He pours himself a cup, keeps the counter between us. Takes a sip standing up. Doesn't sit. We don't speak for a long minute. The fridge hums. Car passes outside. "I left a note," he says finally. "On your pillow." I hadn't noticed. I go upstairs, find it folded under the edge of the case. Simple handwriting on a torn piece of notebook paper. I didn't plan that. But I don't regret it. Not even a little. Just surprised how much I needed it. How much I still do. I fold it small, slip it into my pocket. When I come back down, he's still there, staring into his mug like it holds answers. "Your dad will be home tonight," I say. He texted. "Flight lands at 6. David nods. "I know. You going out?" "Library. Study group. Won't be back till late." Pauses. Gives you space. I lean against the counter. Do I need space? He looks up then. Really looks. "Do you?" I don't answer right away. The truth is messy. Part of me wants to pull him close again. Feel that rush, that alive feeling I haven't had in years. Part of me wants to lock every door. Pretend the kitchen never happened. Most of me just wants to breathe without this weight on my chest. "I don't know," I admit. He sets the mug down. Steps around the island. Tops a foot away. Close enough to smell his soap again. Close enough that I could reach out. "If you want me to leave early, go back to campus, I will," he says. No questions. The offer hangs there. Generous. Painful. I shake my head. Don't. His shoulders drop a fraction. Relief maybe. Or something heavier. He reaches out, brushes a strand of hair behind my ear. The touch is light, careful. I close my eyes for a second. "I can still taste you," he whispers. "Cherries. Everything." My breath catches. Open my eyes. His are steady, unguarded. "Me too," I say. He leans in, presses his forehead to mine. We stay like that, breathing the same air, not kissing, just existing in the almost. His hand finds mine, fingers lacing tight. The front door stays quiet. No key. No footsteps. Just us. Later I'll cook dinner. My husband will come home, kiss my cheek, ask about my day. I'll smile, say it was fine. David will come in late, say hi, disappear upstairs. We'll sit at the table like a family. Plates clinking, small talk about nothing. Under the table our knees will brush once. Just once. Enough to remember. I'll keep baking pies. Not every day. Just when the house feels too empty. When the silence gets loud. When I need to feel my hands doing something real. And every time the oven timer dings, I'll think of that first bite he took. The sound he made. The way his eyes darkened. I don't know if this is the end or the beginning of something worse. I don't know if guilt will win or if want will. I only know the taste lingers, sweet, sharp, forbidden. And I'm not ready to wash it away.